So you've gotten married to a Colombian and now you want to apply for the M visa so you can stay here long term with your partner. What's up guys, I'm Hunter. In this video I'm going to go over how to apply for the Colombian M visa, a process I have just gone through and technically am kind of still going through in a way, waiting to pick up my cedula. Is the last thing pretty much. It's on backlog right now, so I have to wait a little bit longer than usual, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the documents you need to apply for the Colombian M visa, CÓNYUGE as a married person, how much it costs, and the length of time you're going to need to make this visa happen. So first things first, you can apply for this visa either while you're in the country already, that's what I did, or you can apply for it online. Well, you're going to apply for it online either way, but you can apply for it online while you're outside of the country as well. But yeah, if you come here on the tourist stamp, you can definitely apply for the visa while you're here. And I think it makes things a little bit easier because you have access to the notaries here to get some things authorized or notarized, and you can get to Migration Colombia quickly and get your appointments going there. So guys, you're going to apply for the visa here on the CITAC website, the Cancilleria of Colombia's website, and you make sure you have all your documents in order before you start the application because you only have 30 minutes once you go through it to get everything submitted. So you want to make sure you have everything ready and everything in the right file formats and the right size so you don't have to redo the whole entire application, right? And I'll leave the link for this in the description below to make it easier for you guys to go ahead and start your application there. Okay, so while I was doing this, I went ahead and took screenshots on the document submission page to show you exactly what you're going to need to submit, and you're not going to miss anything because when I went through it the first time, I was following some information that I found online about it, and it was missing some of the documents. So this is exactly what you're going to need right now. I just applied for this in like April 2024. So that's how recent this is. So first things first is you're going to need the like a passport style photo. I just took this with a phone and then formatted it correctly to be 4 centimeters by 3 centimeters as they specify here. Also note, yeah, the format is in JPG. So yeah, that's the first thing. Then besides that, you're going to need an image of your passport's like principal page, like the page with your information of your passport and your photo there. And then for those of you that are already in Colombia, number 2 here is the passport stamp page where they stamped your passport when you came into the country, so your tourist stamp. Number 3, that is not for you to do anything for. Number 4 is the copy of your marriage certificate, so you have to have that reprinted and use that within 3 months of applying for your visa. So if you got married here in Colombia, you're just going to go to the notary that you got legally married at and ask them to print off a copy for you of this. I believe it was like $3 or $5 or something, relatively inexpensive there. Okay, number 5 is a letter from your wife saying why you guys are married, why, just kind of showing that you guys are in love, literally, and that's why you got married, why she wants you to be in the country. That's going to have to include her or his telephone number and contact information, address, and stuff like that. The next one is poder especial, special power. So that is just going to be just your Colombian spouse giving you the legal authority to go apply for this M visa. So yeah, like what my wife did was she just used ChatGPT to make it. Includes like her information, my information, like my passport number, my full name, where we live, and it just says, yeah, he has the ability to go apply for this visa and all the powers granted there. Then she had to go to a notary here and show them her ID and then they authorize the document, which is required for this. They have to notarize or authorize the document. So definitely something you need to make sure to do. And yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention it. Backtracking here just for a second. The number 5, the letter, the marriage letter, also needs to be notarized as well. And in the document package, your Colombian spouse should have the front and back of their cedula in the PDF file that you submit. Very important. And to do those things at the notary here in Colombia is going to cost you just a few bucks. All right, and the last thing on the list is the Certificado de Movimientos Migratorios. So that's just, you get that from Migration Colombia. That is showing your movements in and out of the country. And we only got mine, but you actually need to submit both yourself and your Colombian partners. I guess they're looking to make sure that you guys are, when you are leaving the country, you're leaving the country together a lot of the time. So yeah, you're definitely going to need that as well, and make sure you can get those from Migration Colombia. You have to apply for that online. I can leave the link in the description below for that as well. And then you have to go ahead and pick that up in person from Migration Colombia. Each of those documents cost $19, at least at the time when I applied. So yeah, about 40 bucks all in for just those documents. Right, so then once you go through the application and submit your documents, then you're going to have to pay a $55 application fee. And then over the course of the next few weeks, they will be processing your visa. Usually takes 2 to 4 weeks, I believe. Stuff here doesn't really work in a timely fashion, so it just depends on the backlog they have at the time. But it took mine about 2 weeks, I believe. Had some issues with it, so they reached out to me and said, or via email, and said, hey, you're missing this, or this needs to be updated. So they will communicate that with you if you make any issues there. I don't know how I submitted mine with my name wrong, and they corrected it for me. I don't know if it was my fault or the system's fault, but somehow the name was wrong. They had no problem correcting that for me. Then once the visa was approved, they send you a link. You can go ahead and pay it's about $270 for the actual visa. Right? Okay. So then once you pay for that, you'll receive your actual visa. Is an e-visa by email within a few business days after that. And then what you need to do is they're going to tell you, hey, you need to register this visa at Migration Colombia. It's pretty vague, the information there, so that's all they told me. So I showed up at Migration Colombia, waited in the line, and then when I got to the front, they said, oh, no, you actually need to have made an appointment. And I was like, well, why didn't you guys put the link to make the appointment or any information about this in the email? And they said, oh, that's because this is a different organization in the government. We're not connected. They do that aspect of it. We do this aspect of it. So I don't know. That's some Colombian stuff right there. Right, guys. So what you need to do is you need to register the visa and apply for your cedula at the same time. So in the email that I mentioned, you're going to get with the visa telling you have to register it. It says you have 15 days to register it. Don't worry about that. They said you don't need to do that when I was actually at Migration Colombia, because you have to go and make an appointment. Every week they open up appointments at 5 p.m. on Sunday for the consecutive week. So you have to get in there and make sure you get an appointment, right? And maybe it's going to be busy, so you're not always going to be able to get the appointment. That's why the 15 days doesn't really matter. I actually took a month and a half to do it because I was on vacation and busy with work and stuff like that. So yeah, you're going to go ahead and make an appointment. Not here. Yeah, make an appointment so that you can get your cedula. So you can just go to the Migration Colombia website and then Trámites y Servicios. And then agenda to cita, right? And then, yeah, honestly, the website is pretty glitchy. So I got on at 5 p.m. on Sunday when I was applying for it. I didn't get the appointment until 7 p.m. that night because it was taking forever to load. Like so many people were like overloading the system or something. So yeah, just something to be aware of. The appointments go quick. There's a lot of people trying to get them. And it's pretty stressful because the website just sucks. So yeah, once you make your appointment, there's just one last thing that you need to do before you have your appointment there. You need to, oh man, you need to come here to Migration Colombia and go through this, apply for the Cédula de Extranjería. So just go through this, where you're going to do it, and yeah, this is called the Diligenciar el Formulario Único de Trámites, which you will see when you make your appointment. It's going to say Registro de Cita Exitosa, and then at the bottom it's going to say make sure you go ahead and do this online before you have your appointment. So besides that, you also need a copy of your passport when you go to your appointments, and a copy of the visa, the visa you've just, the M visa you've just received, the E visa. So right now they're just keeping it as an E visa, but maybe in the future they will make you get that visa in the passport. So yeah, just went this past week, and they said it's going to take about 20 business days to get my cedula. So they're going to let me know when it's done, and I have to go in and get it. But I also saw some people just talking in the Medellin expats Facebook group that it's taken them like 40 business days now. So yeah, that's a little bit of a backup with that. And yeah, guys, that's the whole process. So all in, it cost me about $415, maybe a little bit extra for those notary fees. And process could take anywhere from like a month and a half to 4 months, depending on how, if you apply everything the right way and if there's a backup with their systems. So yeah, it just depends. But you can get the visa within a month or so, and the cedula seems to be what's taking long at this point. All right, guys. Hope you got value out of the video. If you have any questions about anything in the process, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'll try to include all the links talked about today as well down there to make it easy for you guys to run through the process quickly. And yeah, everybody take care and enjoy your life in Colombia with your Colombian partner. Cheers.